Hey, it's Brian from Mighty Startup, and we're answering another question. And as you guys know, I'm here to help you grow your supplement business, your food or health product business by navigating FDA and FTC requirements. So here's the question. Can I make my supplements at home or in a commercial kitchen? And the quick answer is yes, but it depends. It depends on a couple of things. First of all, let's talk about the home scenario. Here, you're allowed to make muffins and sell it. You can make bread and sell it, right? And the dietary supplement regulations are a subset of foods. So from that logic, yeah, you're free to make supplements in your home and you can sell that, okay? Now, in terms of a commercial kitchen, you can also do that too. There's nothing stopping you. However, there are some other requirements such as FDA registration for that commercial kitchen. You don't have to register your home kitchen, but a commercial kitchen you would have to. The other thing to factor in is the actual quality of the product, and of course following GMP regulations. Yes, technically you can make it at home or in a commercial kitchen, but all the other requirements still apply to you, right? Such as quality control, quality assurance, proper good manufacturing practices. And I think one of the things we want to answer is to understand the complexity of your product. Some products have multiple ingredients and they have very small amounts in the ingredient or in the serving, milligram amounts, microgram amounts. And so if we think about it, the control has to be really tight. It's really hard to control for this and to ensure proper mixture, homogeneity of your product, right? If it's a powder, for example, or in a capsule, your only control really is weighing the ingredients and making sure it's done properly. And unfortunately, if you're dealing with really, really small amounts in each capsule or in your serving of powder, it's really hard to control for that. And then the other piece is your finished product intended for a particular subpopulation that might be more vulnerable, right? I've worked with some people that want to target pregnant women that are breastfeeding, or maybe the diabetic population or obese population. Because they're technically a more vulnerable population, the expectation, the bar for you for quality control and quality performance and all these in-process checks is much higher, okay, than say if you were just to make a raw greens powder and it's just there for a supplemental nutrition, right? That's it. And it's for everybody and anybody. But if you're trying to target a specific benefit for a specific subpopulation that might be vulnerable from a health perspective, then that quality control really needs to be in there. And I don't know if a home kitchen or a commercial kitchen is the right way to ensure that quality. So those are the first two variables that I would be looking at in determining, okay, is the commercial kitchen or home kitchen the right avenue for me to make my supplements? And the other thing to keep in mind, and I mentioned it already, is that you still need to follow GMP regulations, right? Making sure people are properly trained, they're properly gowned up, they're cleaning, they're documenting that cleaning, but also the manufacturing. You need finished product specifications, you need master formula documentation, you have to fill out the batch records properly, you have to do all these things that a manufacturer would already do. And you have to house all this information and be ready to produce this to FDA should they ever audit you. And so it just adds another layer of complexity and things that you're probably not considering even though you're doing it at home, because you're thinking, well, if I can make muffins at home, I don't have to do all these things. Why do I have to do it now, right? Or, extending that logic, why do I have to do this for supplements? And the difference is you're actually going to sell your supplements from a retail standpoint. You're going to sell on your website, you're going to sell it to people. So your labeling requirements come into play, your GMPs come into play. All of these things need to be factored into your equation. And is this the right move? Do I still want to make product at home, or is it too much trouble? And I think that's the other piece we want to factor in. And that means looking at price, because once you factor in all this work, making products at home or in the kitchen might not be that appealing to you, and it might be worth contracting this out with a manufacturer that has a better environment and facility for all this stuff to happen. And I know some of you are probably thinking, well, Brian, the reason why I want to make products at home is because I don't have the profit margins built in, right? My product is a $5 product. I can't afford to go to this manufacturer because they're going to eat into my profits. Well, okay, that's a fair argument. And I think the other piece to that is, are you pricing your finished product right? And that is a big thing to consider, because maybe this is the right price for you today, assuming a model where you're making the product or you're selling direct to consumer online or to your friends or your network. But think about where your business wants to be in the future. And you might be selling online through other distributors or retailers, drop shippers. And guess what? They're all going to want a piece of that pie, right? And so they're going to eat into your margins anyway. And so if your price is too low right now, considering how simplified your supply chain or your sales chain is, I don't think the numbers make sense. And I think I encourage someone in that position to start looking at exploring the right pricing. You need to increase your price. Are you factoring shipping? What are all the costs, not just today, but a year from now, 2 years from now, at least rough estimates, and to build your plan from that point of view. And that might change the factor of whether you want to start in your kitchen or not. Maybe not. Maybe you are going to move ahead with the kitchen. That's totally fine. But again, all the other things apply. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully this helps, gives you some context and answers to that question. Cheers.